Part 4. The first door. The first move is never the loud one. It's the one that confirms you're right. He watched the pattern break before anyone else noticed it. A routine interrupted. A decision made too early. A choice that only mattered if someone believed time was running out. Acceleration had a signature. And now he could see it clearly. The man who blended in had begun to change small things. Leaving earlier. Returning later. Adjusting routines that had stayed untouched for years. That wasn't panic. That was preparation. He didn't go in fast. Fast made noise. Instead, he approached through systems that already existed, rules designed to protect privacy, layers meant to prevent abuse. He used them the way they were intended, just with more patience than most people had time for. A permit reviewed twice. A record rechecked. A discrepancy no one had questioned because it didn't look dangerous. But danger rarely does. The first door wasn't physical. It was administrative. A data point pulled from the wrong place at the wrong time. A credential that technically worked, but shouldn't have. Access that had been granted years ago and never fully revoked. That was the door. And someone had just walked through it. He didn't report it yet. Not because it wasn't serious, but because once a report existed, the clock would speed up for everyone. And if the wrong people moved too early, the wrong person would disappear. He needed confirmation. That night, he stood across the street from a house that looked like every other one on the block. Lights on inside. Television flickering through curtains. Nothing that suggested anything more than a family settling in for the evening. If this were wrong, he'd walk away. If this were right, the next step would change everything. He watched long enough to see the signal. Not intentional. Not obvious. Just a movement that didn't belong. A pause where there shouldn't have been one. A glance that lingered too long on the street before the door closed. The kind of habit that never fully leaves you. Back home, his wife noticed he was quieter than usual. "You okay?" she asked. "Just tired," he said. It wasn't a lie. This was the part that drained you. Not the action, but the waiting. The knowledge that once you stepped forward, there was no clean way back. He sent one message. Short. Precise. Unremarkable to anyone who didn't know what it meant. The response came an hour later. Proceed. Limited exposure. That was permission. Not to stop it, but to touch it. The next door would be real. And once it opened, someone was going to realize they were no longer invisible. To be continued, part verses.